Hello and welcome back. I am going to make a dessert today called Pear Belle Hélène. A bit of a backstory to this one. My mum used to run a B&B and used to make evening meals, and whenever someone would arrive unannounced and they asked for an evening meal, my mum's go-to dessert when she had nothing in stock was Pear Belle Hélène, and we used to take the piss out of her for her lack of creativity, but because it was effectively pears, ice cream and a chocolate sauce. Sorry, Mum. So this version is going to be a bit more luxurious than that one. I'm going to make a cheese ice cream, but I'm going to make it with some lemon, honey and thyme. I'm going to keep it relatively savoury, not too sweet. I'm going to poach some pears and then I'm going to make a chocolate sauce, maybe with a bit of booze in it. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start by making a sugar syrup for the ice cream. Here we go. This is going to be very lemon focused. Okay, so I have the juice of 2 lemons. And I'm going to add in some sugar, just regular granulated sugar. I will fill 2.5 tablespoons of that. Then I will add some honey. I'll go 2 tablespoons of that. The trick to getting honey off a spoon is to heat the spoon. I should have done that before I started. All right, and I'm going to add in the zest of 1 lemon. And I'm going to add in some thyme. Can't say that. So I'm just going to add it in like that, and then I'll sieve that off later. Lemon thyme would be ideal if you have it, but I don't have it. Just gives it a nice earthy flavour. Stir that in a bit. I'm going to let that dissolve and reduce down, and that'll be my sugar syrup for the ice cream. I let the sugar syrup simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. Then took it off the heat and let it sit for 10 minutes just to absorb all the good flavour. And then obviously at that point it was cooled, so ready to incorporate into my ice cream. For the ice cream base, I brought some cream cheese and mascarpone to room temperature. I'm going to start by beating the cream cheese first and then incorporate the mascarpone. All right, I have beaten my tub of cream cheese and my mascarpone, and I've put in 100 ml of the sugar syrup and another one, like about a tablespoon of cream into the mixture, and beat those all together. I think it's missing a little bit of sweetness, so I'm going to add some more honey, but I'm going to get it into my freezing bowl first and just going to mix that through. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of honey roughly, and I'm going to swirl it through just to get a little bit throughout, making sure I get some on the bottom as well. I'm loving the flavour of this actually. It's a bit like lemon cheesecake, which I suppose that was the desired effect. Some crumbled up digestives would work really well. I'm thinking just mix throughout. Actually, I might just use that as the base when I'm going to serve it at the end. That is our cheese ice cream ready to be frozen, and we're going to get it on with the poached pears next. Next up, start by adding 2.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar to a saucepan on a low to medium heat. Then add in 2 tablespoons of honey. Go in with the juice of 1 lemon. And then add in 600 ml of white wine. I've gone with a Sauvignon Blanc. You could go with Pinot Grigio. Something a bit on the drier side would be good. Had a wee taste there, and it's just on the sharp side. So I'm going to add in another tablespoon of honey to sweeten it up. Next up, I've added in some lemon peel and some sprigs of thyme. Don't worry about removing the leaves, it's fine. I've got a vanilla pod and I've sliced it down the middle. and I'm going to scoop out the vanilla seeds, and I think they're called vanilla seeds, and add them to the pot, and then I'm going to add in the whole vanilla pot to give it some flavour. I'm adding in, or should I say plopping in, some peeled pears. I don't have a core, an apple core, but if you do, I'd recommend using it to remove the core before you poach them. It just gives them a better finished product, but as I say, it's not super necessary, but nicer finish. Okay, so I've made what they call in the game a cartouche. Excuse my French. It's basically a cut out circle of greaseproof paper, and that's going to cover the pears and poach them in the liquid more effectively. I'm going to leave the pears poached for about 15 minutes, just till they're nice and soft. You don't want them super mushy, but a little bit of firmness is no harm. So while the pears are doing their thing and poaching away, I'm going to get on with the chocolate sauce. I've added 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to a saucepan on a low heat, and then I'm adding in about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going in with more honey. I'm loving honey at the moment, but ignore what I said at the start of this video where I said this dessert would be on the savoury side. It's turning out a little sweeter than I originally anticipated. I've added about 300 ml of pouring cream and then 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Now don't do what I did and buy lactose-free sour cream, read the label. Didn't really play nicely when heated, so off camera I sieved it just to remove some of the blobs of sour cream. Then finally I have added in about a tablespoon of the cooking liquid from the poached pears, just to give it a bit of flavour. In a heat-proof bowl I have 100 grams of dark chocolate with Himalayan salt broken up into small pieces, and I'm going to pour the creamy liquid over the chocolate and leave that to sit for a few minutes, and that'll melt in and absorb perfectly. I've mixed the chocolate and the cream together and you're left with this delicious glossy chocolate sauce. This is my version of Pear Belle Hélène, served with some digestive biscuit at the bottom, your pear, and a scoop of that creamy ice cream, a little sprig of thyme on top, and then a good helping of that delicious chocolatey sauce. If you like what you see, please tell your friends. Like, subscribe, follow on beviesandbites.com, Bevies and Bites on Insta, and Bevies and Bites YouTube channel. Thanks all. Bye.